Hi! Hey everybody, my name is Noah. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I hope you subscribe, stick around forever and ever. Long story short, I'm going to be eating and just talking to you guys today. To be honest with you, school is hard and it is week 2 and I am drowning. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of just hang out, eat with you guys, fill you in on my life, as well as talk about some topics that I asked you guys to send in or questions, and that's what we're gonna do. So today on the menu we have Domino's pizza. So this is very old, it's like 3 days old, but I need to get rid of it, so I'm finishing that today, and then some jalapeno cheesy bread that I also got from Domino's, and we have a whole story about that experience. So buckle up, buckle your seatbelts. Oh, and then I'm scarfing down a nice wild cherry Pepsi so I don't fall asleep. Also because I like to have soda with my dinner. Even though I don't really drink it too much, I do like to have it with dinner sometimes, like one a day, or especially with pizza too, like greasy foods. It kind of just makes me feel gross. So that's our choice for today. This is not sponsored, but I wish it was. I got some nice copyright-free background music playing for us. It's gonna be a great time. I'm just gonna jump right in, I guess, and I'm gonna tell you about my Domino's experience, and then I will answer some of the things that were sent in and talk about some topics. They have a special right now where it is $5.99 for 2 things. You can mix and match 2 items and get each for $5.99. So I got a medium pizza and the cheesy bread for $5.99 each. So it came out to like $13 after tax, and I was fine with that because I didn't really want to pay too much, but I was really wanting some pizza. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. So I walked down because the Domino's is connected to my apartment building, so it's not too far. So I walked down to Domino's and I go in, pick up my food, and I noticed that there's some ranch in the bag, and I was like, oh, that's weird, I didn't get ranch. So I was like confused. But then I was like, also the bag is very heavy. So I was like, oh, I hope this is my order. I'll be so sad if it wasn't. So I open up and I see my stuff. I'm like, okay, all good. And then I look because they tag all the boxes with like what it is and who it's for. And it wasn't even for, it was for a whole different person. But I was like, oh, I already touched it and brought it up here, so it's not like I could return it. And I've been enjoying that. So it was a flop on Domino's part, and if I noticed it when I was in the store, I would have been like, oh, that's not mine. But I really didn't know. And so obviously they're just gonna make new stuff for the people that they gave their food to me. I just had a nice little feast the past few days. I also got a haircut. If you guys like it, I love it. I get my haircuts the same way pretty much all the time, so it's nothing crazy for me, but there's some product in it. She did it all up nice because I knew I was gonna film tonight. So when the pizza's like brittle and hard because it's old, vibes. Someone asked me a question. I got questions and I got some topics to talk about. The first question is, if you had to cut coffee completely, what would your fix be? I would never cut coffee because I love it way too much. I like having 1 cup a day, but now I'm back in school, so it's kind of, I'm at the point where it's like multiple. If I had to cut coffee out completely, I would, if I had to get a caffeine replacement somehow, I would replace it with soda, but it sucks because I can't drink a soda in the pop. Well, I never say soda, I call it pop. I'm from Pennsylvania, that's what we do. Whatever, a caffeinated drink. I wouldn't want to drink like a Pepsi or a Mountain Dew at 9 a.m. You know what I mean? That's like gross to me. I don't like carbonation, and coffee isn't carbonated, but it has caffeine in it. So that's why I like it so much. So I don't really know what I would replace it with. Maybe like iced tea, but that's not a morning drink either because I don't like hot tea that much. There were times when I cut out coffee and I was okay. Not for any specific reason, but just the fact that like when the pandemic started, I couldn't go out and get coffee. So I didn't start making my own at home for a few weeks. So that I was coffeeless. And I didn't replace it with anything, so that happened. When I got my wisdom teeth out, I obviously could not drink anything through a straw, so that meant no coffee, especially also because I just kind of stuck with water for a while. Oh, I know what I would replace coffee with. Smoothies. I would make my own smoothies. I already do make my own smoothies sometimes, which has a good source of protein, which fills me up, but there's no caffeine obviously in smoothies. So I think I would replace them with smoothies, even though it wouldn't give me like the caffeine replacement that I need, and I would just be tired all the time. So our first topic that we're gonna get into that someone said is relationship titles. Now, they put a question mark, so I don't know if that means like, what is my relationship status title, or just what do I think about them. So I'm going to talk about the topic of relationship titles and kind of tell you my experience with that. If you don't agree, just remember that that's my opinion! Not that I've been in many relationships, like I can count my number of relationships on one hand. Relationships, right? It's hard because you don't have titles, but I've never been in a relationship that we didn't call each other like there weren't a title. Now, I don't know if you mean by like relationship roles, like saying boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or if you mean like saying that you're in a relationship or not. So I think they're fine. I'm one to avoid them. In all of my experiences where you're talking to someone or whatever, it's all fine and dandy, wonderful. And then the second you put a title on it, then it starts to go down. Very, very slowly, but it just never stops going down until it ends. That could just be my luck, I guess, but that's how it's been for at least my 1 or 2 serious relationships that I've had in my life. Sorry, not saying that the relationships that I've been in have been going downhill ever since you put a title on it, but it's kind of just like people expect them, and then your whole entire world flips around as soon as you put a title on it, and it is completely different than what you've experienced for however long you were talking prior to that. So that's what I mean. I'm saying, like, once you stop the talking phase and you actually become official, or whatever you want to call it, why do things have to change? That's kind of like my question I'm imposing. Like, why do things have to change? Why can't it just remain the same and you just care for each other as much as you did before? Also, Ariana photo collage on my wall right there. Yeah. All right, sorry. I'm curious if I ever got into a relationship and avoided the titles, like, what would that be like? Now, there are some people that are like, we need to have titles or it's over. And I've experienced that before, and I made that mistake before. So, kind of just follow your heart, I guess. Not that this person's asking for advice, but to anybody out there, there's a difference between relationship titles and deeming your relationship as exclusive or not exclusive. You could have a significant other and not be exclusive, meaning you see other people, sure. But that's up to the 2 people or more involved, so that's a whole different thing. But if you are not deeming yourself as in a relationship but are exclusive to someone, that is something that I think I could get behind. Personally, for me, what I would do, I don't think I could be in a relationship where it wasn't exclusive, but I think that I could be in an exclusive, not relationship. Does that make sense? Like, you have a person. You're not in a relationship with that person, but you are exclusive with them. I don't know, I just get all in my head about it, because anytime someone brings up the idea of being exclusive or not exclusive, then the only thing that goes through my head is, oh, well, not exclusive because I'm not good enough, and I'm too this, and I'm too that, blah, blah, blah. All right, I think that's enough about that topic. Discuss McDonald's still not having snack wraps. Listen to me. I'm not the biggest McDonald's stan. There are far better places for french fries and chicken nuggets. Well, I don't know, their chicken nuggets are pretty fire. I would go there at least once a week and get snack wraps. And once we all went on lockdown, they took the snack wraps off the menu, and they have no interest in bringing them back. I lived for them. Chicken wraps are a gift from heaven above. And the fact that I can't have them pains me. They're shady for that. The fact that, like, I mean, I've still went. I'm not like boycotting McDonald's because they took off the snack wraps, which we should. I go for iced coffee if I'm desperate. I go for a root beer sometimes if I need a quick caffeine fix. Okay, someone just sent me a topic of love. Like, it just says love. So I will talk about love, I guess. Maybe I can spill some tea and give you my experience with that word. I believe that it is a very scary word. Now, the topic of love is broad. I could talk about, you know, being in love or falling in love or out of love, or saying that word to someone else for the first time. I value that word as a very, like, meaningful word, and I only say it to people whom I really appreciate. So, my family and my bestest of best friends, I will say it to. I enjoy, I mean, the word love, I guess, is fine, but the context of saying I love you is very, very scary to me. I know I say it on the internet to you guys, but it is true, because you guys are, you know, my supporters that I feel safe around and feel like I feel love from you. So obviously I'm gonna return that in the best way that I can. Especially in person, saying it to another person is terrifying for me. And I have messed up in the past by saying it when I don't think I meant it. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. There are a lot of times when people try to get that word pulled out of you, or when, you know, you think you're ready and then you regret it. I don't think I've ever regretted it, but now looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, probably not the best ideas. I've only told like 2 or 3 people that I loved them, and I regret like one of them. I'm not all about like regretting my past, because it's like what brought me to who I am today. Like, especially if it is like years and years of being with a person, then obviously they're gonna shape you in a different way, whether you like it or whether you know it or not. I just think that when you say the word, it's, you just know. there's not like a wrong or right time to say it. I'm nervous for one day if it will ever happen, if someone would say it to me and I just didn't feel the same. That's terrifying. If anyone's ever been in that situation, I'm sorry. How did you handle it? Comment down below. I guess keep like still going on the topic of love. You know, if you're in a long relationship and you are committed for a long time, then yeah, if you feel comfortable saying it, then you do love that person and you always will love that person. Unless they did something terrible to you, but luckily in my experience that really hasn't happened. I do have some story times though about crazy boys if you wanna hear some. I've been lucky, I think. Just overall, like, I've had a lot of bad days, as we all have, respectfully so. But I've been really lucky just not having it as bad as some people, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm sorry to those that have really, really bad relationship issues. I sometimes was overdramatic and said that about myself, and coming to terms and looking back, that wasn't really true. I kind of just was in the wrong place at the wrong time for a long time. So pretty much this turned into why I ended a relationship. Not what it was supposed to turn into, but you guys got me talking. Someone asked me if I was single. So the answer to that is... just kidding. Yes, of course I'm single. Yeah, I am single and I'm very, very happy. Inauguration. I thought the inauguration was beautiful, like just the whole visual aspect of it. That was the first inauguration I've ever watched, and I think mainly because I voted in the election that took place. I was more interested in it than I have in past years since I'm finally old enough to vote. We have a new president in America here, and I am happy about it. I was never into politics growing up, which I don't think a lot of people are because you can't vote anyway, so it was never really talked about in my household, so I just kind of wasn't raised to know anything about it. So it was always very challenging for me in school learning about it because I never understood it. And I always thought that I was just gonna not care about politics. After voting in this election and just kind of seeing how the world played out the past few years, I value its importance, and although I'm very still kind of like separated from it, I am learning more and more each day, and I'm taking those Twitter headlines very seriously and actually like reading and researching. I've done research in the past just to try to get some more knowledge so I know what the heck is going on, because it is a very confusing, touchy subject. You don't have to know every single president that ever lived and what bills they signed and what laws they vetoed. You don't need to know any of that. Just know what you want and be kind to people. That's all that really matters. What is the last thing you searched on your phone? I'm imagining you mean Safari. I'm on a private browser, so I don't have my search history, but I just looked at the tab that was open, and it was Spotify, like the Spotify login, because I was this close to switching over from Apple Music to Spotify, but I decided against it. Look how greasy. Ew, yo, are you kidding me? All right, oh, it's kind of like a statement. It's not a question, it's not a topic. I guess it's more so a topic than a question. You're in a secret relationship. I guess I'm in a secret relationship, guys. I guess it's out there. We're gonna myth bust that right now. I'm not in a secret relationship. If you wanna call my love for this cheesy bread right now a relationship, then sign me up. Alright, so that is the end of my video. I hope that helped you in any way, shape, or form. I don't think I really gave any good advice or anything, but told you a little bit about how I view things and my experiences that I've gone through. I don't know what else to say, but moral of the story is I love the jalapeno garlic cheesy bread from Domino's. I'm mad about the chicken wraps getting taken off the McDonald's menu. I am single and happy and not in a secret relationship. That's my video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Not my best work. I'll come back better than ever. Be safe, happy, and healthy wherever you are. Follow all my social media. They are down in the description for you. I love you, and I will see you next week.